You'd had to do me once, buddy, and I'm going to roll over and die. My wife is badly allergic to wasps and bees and things like that. The venom from the stings can cause anaphylactic shock, kidney failure. The Guardian reported, as if you wouldn't die from sheer terror. Imagine getting stung 200 times by one of these. Chances are you won't be, since these are queens, but the run-of-the-mill variety of this particular hornet are also pretty terrifying. The average stinger on a giant Asian hornet measures about 1/4 inch. That's big. That is big. Now, if you don't want to be stung by one of the, if that terrifies you, go read Revelation 9. If that scares you, go read Revelation 9. Because that, my friend, is what's coming. Jesus told us, don't be afraid of the one who can kill the body, but fear the one who can kill both soul and body. That's what you fear. And in Revelation 9, there is a sting coming. And it's going to hurt men, not for 5 minutes or 5 days. It's going to hurt men for 5 months. So much so that for 5 months, people will want to die, but they won't be able to. That's what's coming down the road. Joel, why don't you tell people about that, huh? Tell them about that. Kelly Sue sent me an email. By the way, I'm looking forward to taking some of your emails. I've got a couple things up in the queue today. A new Iron Man poster that I'm going to show you here in a little bit. That as soon as I saw it, and the person sent it to me going, Pastor, I think I get this. Am I right? Yeah. And by the way, if you are the one who sent me this particular poster, just call our office. You get a free video of your choice from Prophetic Research Ministry. Kelly Sue says, hello, Pastor Mike. We're looking for local King James Bible-believing people to fellowship with. We're in the Flathead Valley in Montana. We have started match.kjv on Facebook. In an attempt to help us and others connect, please mention it so others will be aware of this. Thank you for your faithfulness to the Word, Kelly Sue and Craig. And so if you are so interested in that, look up match.kjv on Facebook. Kelly Sue, I'll also warn you, be vigilant. Be vigilant, because anytime you have a private group, people will try to join that group to take over and to influence other people. They do it in my group all the time. And this kind of annoys me. When most of what I post on Facebook is just when our cameras come on here, or when we post a video to sermon audio, things like that, then a posting goes up on Facebook. And every now and then I'll look at that, and somebody in the comment section has posted something that they did, some YouTube video that they had, or something that they did. They're wanting to use me to draw attention to themselves. I delete them. If you want attention, just do what I did. Just get you a Facebook account, get you a YouTube account, make your videos, see who watches them. But anyway, people then will try to get into your group, and they will try to use that as a base to influence others as far as their particular ideas or creeds or whatever it is. So be vigilant about that. Biometric database to track every non-EU citizen. The European Commission wants to fingerprint anyone who enters the EU. By the way, and I was going to do this today, but I'm going to wait till next week. I'm going to do a little bit more research on it. Probably next Tuesday, I'm going to show you what's behind the new Apple iPhone and the way that it identifies you. Have you heard about that? It's fingerprint scanning. I thought Apple came up with the technology. They didn't. Apple bought a company that had already had that technology. Wait till you see who's behind this. When you see who's behind it, it won't take you but just, 3 to 4 seconds for you to understand the agenda behind it. But I want you to think along these terms. Think of how the Bible presents it. I'm just remembering something here. I need to pull up my notes. Several of you did exactly what I asked you to do, and that was you transcripted what was said by Brannon House and Jimmy DeYoung concerning their idea that people can be saved even after they take the mark of the beast. And I'm going to read part of that transcript here shortly, but understand what this is all about. In Revelation 13, in fact, let's open up our can here of King James. It's got milk and honey in it, I'm pretty sure. And it's totally non-alcoholic. The King James Bible will never make you drunk. Can I get an amen out of God's people? In Revelation 13, and I want you to understand how the Bible lays this out, because here's the thing that Brannon House and Jimmy DeYoung, they were trying to sell to everybody. This idea that the Bible says He causeth all, and then they stop right there. They say He causes everybody to get a mark. So everybody during this time is going to get a mark, no exceptions. Everybody is. That's not how this verse is laid out. If you look at it, go look at King James Bible. He causeth, and by the way, Brannon House, Jimmy DeYoung, I think they were also quoting, I can't remember who it was. None of these guys hold to the perfect Bible. They don't believe in it. They believe, well, you just use any translation, and you go to the original Greek and Hebrew, and you can find UFOs. You can find gray aliens under the Denver airport if you just look in the Greek and Hebrew. I'm not saying there's not gray aliens under the Denver airport, but that's just kind of what they do. You can find whatever you want to find in the Greek and Hebrew, and that's what they do. In Revelation 13:16, He causeth. There's a clue for you, Sherlock. He causeth. Doesn't force it on anybody. This is a choice. This is the same choice that Eve had in the Garden of Eden, that Israel had with Jesus and Barabbas. It's the same choice. He causes them. There is manipulation going on. What I'm doing today, what I do with everything that I do, I'm trying to influence you biblically to give your heart to the Lord, to serve God, to follow Him, and to choose life. That's what I'm always encouraging you to do. And I think the best way to do that is to get you in the King James Bible and get you to read it. I think that's the best way to do it. But then the devil is out there trying to manipulate people with subtlety and subliminal images and ideas that don't come in through the window or don't come in through the doorway of your focus. They come in some other way. This is what they try to do. So He's causing all, and the cause is being worked on right now. He causeth all. Then you look at the rest of the verse. Both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. In other words, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. The word all here is attached to what describes all after that. Small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. Notice there's 6 here. Go read Genesis 6. You'll get it. You'll figure it out. But the all here, clearly, just look at the verse. It doesn't, and to say that all received the mark during this time, that's not biblical. That's not right, because clearly There are people who are beheaded. Why? They don't take it. That's why. So the all doesn't mean everybody in the whole world, no matter who they are. It means all groups, the small, the great, the rich, the poor, the free, and the bond. That's what it means. And so that's the basis of it. Anyway, but it's about verse 17, that no man might buy or sell, save that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And I'm kind of spilling the beans on what I'm going to talk about Tuesday. Did you know the FBI has a program called Next Generation Identification? Now I want you to ponder that. The word gene is in the word generation. And you hear the Joel's Army crowd talking about a new breed, a new generation, a new species, a new kind, a new people, a new era, a new paradigms, a new everything. Everything's going to be new. It's all going to be brand new now, a new order. But they talk about, in the Joel's Army group, they talk about a new breed coming. Because their Papa Prophet prophesied that it's going to be a new breed and everybody's going to have their DNA changed and we're going to be superheroes. We're going to run around and nobody's going to be able to stop us. Hornets won't be able to hurt us or anything like that. And I want you to think about that phrase, next generation identification. Because I've been seeing over the last few years this idea that that the things being set up right now are being set up for a reason. And that is to be able to instantly identify those who are and those who are not. Those who have been tagged, marked, those who have not been marked. That's what I see happening here. And there's some things I'm going to show you Tuesday, if the Lord allows. You'll get it. Okay? It's part of that. But the European Commission wants to fingerprint anyone who enters the European Union under its Smart Borders proposal. See? Watch this now. Watch this. Good friend of mine, Alan Franklin, who was a British newspaper editor. Can't remember what paper. I've met him several times through Southwest Radio. His wife is from this area. Great man. But I talked to him, I interviewed him on a radio show I had several years ago. And he was talking to me about what was going on in the EU and how they were spying on farmers and doing all this and doing all that and everything else. And you know, he's speaking as a British citizen, but as a European as well. And he laid out the idea. He said, we Brits, we Europeans, he said, we're used to change. We have, governments toppling all the time. And he said the people are just, whatever the government tells us to do, that's what we're doing. He said that's what we're used to. You Americans are different. And I remember interviewing him before 9/11, 2001. I think it was in 2000. And he was telling about all the things that were going on in the European Union and how it was bringing about a surveillance society. And I said, well, so let me ask you this. I said, from what you're telling me, this stuff is going on in Europe, and it's coming to America. And he said, that's right. I said, but in America, we won't just roll over and take it. It'll take some big